Dear students, I have come with a new module, Agreements Expressly Declared Void. It's part 2. So I told you there are 12 points, agreements which are expressly declared void. 4 points I have already explained in the last module. Now few points we are taking it here. So the fifth point is agreements without consideration. We know that consideration is a must for any agreement. Otherwise, the court, even if the matter will go to the court, they will ask, what is your necessity to give that person? Do something. So if there is no relationship with that people, what is the hidden agenda behind that? Giving something, doing something for somebody. So that consideration is a must. It can be in monetary terms or it can be in kind. Say for example, exchanging one house property for another house property, one house property for a land, one house property for a vehicle. All these are consideration allowed in kind, or it can be in monetary terms. So, as per section 25 of the Indian Contract Act 1872, agreements without consideration is void. It has no legal effect. So, general rule is that consideration is a must for agreements. Now, what are the valid agreements without consideration? There are 5 points in this regard. First point is agreements out of natural love and affection. Second point is promise to compensate a person who has voluntarily done something for the promiser. Third is promise to pay time-barred debt. Fourth is gift. So then exceptions to the rule. First we will see that exceptions to the rule. Agreements without consideration are valid. So the first point, agreements out of natural love and affection. We inherit something from our parents. We inherit something from our grandparents. So that is, consideration is not required. So here, but there are certain conditions when you're getting a gift from your parents or grandparents. It is a written agreement. It is registered, made on account of natural love and affection, and made between parties standing in near relation to each other. So that is the blood relationship between husband and wife, between siblings, parents and children, grandparents and grandchildren. Second is promise to compensate past voluntary services. So here somebody has done something voluntarily. So that meaning, see for example, when I am driving, my car met with an accident. One ex-student stopped that car and he helped me to come out of that crisis. So he has done something. At that moment I am not paying him anything. But later I may give him something. I may take him for a food or anything like that. I will take him to a restaurant. I'll invite him home for a meal. Something like that. That can be the consideration. So the services should have been done voluntarily. Why the student has to stop? It was his teacher. So then the promiser is in existence. Then promiser has rendered the service. My student has helped me when I was in crisis. Promiser is competent to enter into contract. He is not a minor. He is not an insolvent. He is competent to enter into contract. Now, services rendered is not immoral. Something legally allowed in the country they have helped. Maybe it's blood donation. Maybe it's helping somebody out of natural calamities. So when somebody, the house is set on fire or something like that, they are helping. So these are all moral things we are allowed to do in the country. Third is promise to pay time-barred debt. I told you the check validity is 3 months and any regular debt is 3 years. So we cannot keep quiet for a long time. We have to take measures if the party borrowed money from you is not paying on time. So this you have to remember. After 5th year or 6th year, if you say that your money you want to collect, it is not possible. But there are also certain conditions are there. Promise is in writing. It is signed by the promiser or his agent, and express promise is there to pay. So these are the conditions to help the promise to pay the time-barred debt. Next is gift. Gift also you have to remember, nearness in relation. Then gift is, the consideration is not required. Usually we'll get gift from parents, husband, siblings, children, grandparents. Income Tax Act also allowing the gift. So the gift up to monetary gift up to 50,000 is exempted in a year. It is not necessary that you have to get from one person. It can be from anybody. Aggregate amount cannot exceed 50,000. Then it's exempted. Then gift in kind is exempted. Gift at the time of wedding, at the time of birthday, all are exempted. Gift from relatives, that means those who are having blood relation. Gift is exempted as per the Income Tax Act also. So for getting gift, consideration is not required. Next is creation of agency. See for example, if a manufacturer is coming out with a new innovative product, he desperately wants to sell the product. He wants to capture the market. So he will look for agents. So agency, in that case, he will say that consideration is not required. There are certain cases, if the product has got lot of demand, if you want to get agency, they may have to pay consideration. But there are exceptions. Some cases for creating an agency, consideration is not required. So agent gets commission as remuneration. See, whatever he will sell, he will do the work for the principal, he will get the commission or the remuneration. But consideration is not required for creating agency. Now the sixth point, if you see, agreements in restraint of marriage. A minor is not allowed to enter into marriage, but a girl of 18 years and a boy of 21 years, whoever they wish to marry, it is possible. Nobody can stop them. So as per section 26 of the Indian Contract Act 1872, either general or partial restraint from marriage is void. Nobody can stop them. It's their wish because they are major. They are taking a decision. General is not allowing to marry at all. Whereas partial meaning, partial is not allowing to marry a particular person or class of persons basis on the religion, caste, all that they are giving objection, that is partial. Not allowing to marry anybody at that time, that will come in the general category. So agreement of a restraint, they got every right to stop a minor from getting married. That is valid. But if you are a major, girl of 18 years, boy of 21 years, nobody can stop them from getting married. Now, 7th point, agreement in restraint of legal proceedings. As per section 28 of the Indian Contract Act 1872, any clause in the agreement providing that neither party shall have right to enforce the agreement by legal proceeding is void. So legal proceeding, you have every right to take legal action against that party. So that you have to remember that if you want to take legal action, somebody has cheated you, somebody has sexually harassed you, or immoral things they are doing, anything, you got the right to take action. Void agreements in restraint of trade. One thing, 2 points are there. First point is agreements which restrains a person from enforcing their legal rights under a contract. Somebody borrowed money, you got the document. If he is not paying, you got every right to take legal action. Second is agreements which they limit the time within which a party may enforce his or her contractual rights. So within 3 years, in the case of normal debt, in the case of a check, it's 3 months. So that is agreements which limit the time. Check validity is 3 months and the time barred debt is 3 years. So this is what I want to explain in this module. So two more modules are required to complete this topic, and we will be covering it in the other modules. Happy learning. Thank you.